Senator Ted Cruz. Now, we talked about Denny Hastert. If Denny Hastert, obviously there's something in his background that he's trying to keep quiet, and there's a lot of speculation that it may have to do with either inappropriate behavior with one of his students or the fact that maybe he might be having an affair, possibly a gay affair. With Denny Hastert, his role in impeachment, I think, was sort of driven by what it was that he was trying to hide from himself, his wife, the public, whatnot. With Ted Cruz in this instance, I think it's just sheer hypocrisy and pandering. And he gets away with it because his constituents are so moronic. On Wednesday, Ted Cruz, and you've been aware that there's been some horrible flooding in Texas. Horrible flooding. I think, is it up to a half a dozen people have now died in the flooding? 15 people. 15 people have died because of the widespread flooding in Texas. So
19 now.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. Ted Cruz on Wednesday assured Texans that the state would receive federal relief. Quote, there are a series of federal statutory thresholds that have to be satisfied. Initially, it appeared those thresholds are likely to be satisfied by the magnitude of the damage we're seeing. Democrats and Republicans in the congressional delegation will stand as one in support of the federal government meeting its statutory obligations to provide the relief to help Texans who are hurting. Now, I wonder if he said statutory because he doesn't want to make it about being immoral or about there any notion that society helps others and that this is the whole point of having a society like this, that when one part of the society is hit with an emergency, maybe, in this case, it's a natural disaster, but maybe in my estimation, it could be, some people have lost their jobs or jobs have dried up or there's economic hardship, but whatever. He says statutory to make it very clinical. Like there's no say in this. We don't have any say in this because the law says that it should be there. But really what it would be is that the people would vote on an aid package. That's relevant because Cruz voted against an aid package in the wake of Hurricane Sandy. This bill is symptomatic of a larger problem in Washington, he said at the time, an addiction to spending money we don't have. The United States should not be in the business of exploiting victims of natural disasters to fund pork projects that further expand our debt. Ted Cruz, thank you. You're a horrible human being. And sadly, you get away with it because a lot of your constituents are morons.
But he checked into Jade Helm for us.
Yes. It's funny. You know how the federal government could take over Texas at this point? I mean, now that Obama has unleashed his weather machine.
What was that? The harp.
The weather machine to make it flood in Texas, just don't send any relief. We don't have any more boats. Sorry.